Welcome. And welcome back from, hopefully everyone had a great Christmas and holiday and New Year's. I know that I certainly did. In fact, I think it was the first year in the 30 years my husband and I have operated Sizzler restaurants that we were open for Christmas. And we all made some adjustments in our schedule, but it was actually quite delightful. It was really a lot of fun to be in the stores and be with our staff and be with the guests that wanted a place to dine on Christmas. You don't realize how many people look for a place to go. So it was a lot of fun to be in the hospitality business that day. So my name is Sally Myers, and I am the founder of the Perris and Menifee Valley Chambers of Commerce Student of the Month program, and we welcome all of you here today. We are going to begin our program with something that is quite a tradition to our program and to our community, and that is prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. So I would like to invite forward Pastor Brian Von Gunten. He is representing Student Venture. He is also the youth pastor at Revival Church here in Menifee. And then our mayor of the city of Perris, Daryl Bush, then will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Well, it's an honor to be here with you guys. Would you bow your heads and pray with me? Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for this day that you've given us and the breath in our lungs, Lord. And thank you for all these students, Lord, working so hard to achieve, just being the Student of the Month. I pray that they would just be a great example to their peers that aren't working so hard, and encourage them to strive, Lord God, and to do well in school. Helps them to realize that the decisions that they make right now will affect the rest of their life, Lord. And so I just pray that you would help them to always do everything to glorify you. And Jesus, they realize that life without you isn't much. And so, God, let them find you and realize everything is unto you. And God, I just pray that you'd be with the staff and the faculty and myself, and help us to be an encouragement to these students, to our next generation. Help us to just see the potential in them and bring that potential out in them so they can do a great work for you and for our community, God. And I just pray that you would bless them. Well, Lord, we also pray that you just bless this food to our bodies. We thank you for Sizzler. We thank you for Sally and the owners just opening up this place for us to meet here. And God, we pray that you bless this restaurant in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Now, if everyone will rise, please. Join me in the pledge. Get everybody a chance to get up. It's a little crowded. There we go. Hands over heart. Everybody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all welcome to be seated. I am just delighted to introduce our Students of the Month, and we have one student per school here today. And if you can imagine, and for those of you that are mathematicians, if you have a chance to, if you're called up to speak later and you can give us some of these statistics, that would be great. But we know that one in the number of hundreds of students that we have in our school district, it's pretty amazing that you all are here. And so I'd like to introduce from Heritage High School, our assistant principal is Lynn Minius. So Lynn, I'm going to have you please stand. And your student is Jerynne Ray Mendoza Noble. And your family, if you all would please stand. Let's give them a great round of applause. It's from Heritage High School, so thank you very much. California Military Institute, Richard Wallace, who's our principal and commandant. And our student is Raenalene Contrers Musni. Thank you very much. If you would please stand. And your family and guests. Thank you. From Perris High School, our principal, Dr. Lynn Sheffield. And our student is Dominic Hayes. And Dominic, your family and guests, please. Thank you. And from Paloma Valley High School, our principal, Brian Morris, and our student is Abigail Marie Beck, and your family, please, and guests. Welcome. We are so happy to have you all here today, and I know that you will thoroughly enjoy yourselves. The Student of the Month program was founded in 1998, so we are actually celebrating 15 years of honoring outstanding students that are truly set apart from all other students. And the mission of our program is the same today as it was 15 years ago when we began our program. And really it's that mission statement is the basis and the criteria by which our students are selected. So for those of you that are parents and grandparents, other family members and friends in the room, I think that you will be quite pleased and hopefully warmed as to our mission statement and the criteria. And our students must be college-bound seniors or going off to a vocational school or a trade school. But the actual mission statement is that they are students that are selected for their character, for their love of learning, for their ability to juggle a variety of activities, community service, and athletics, or to be able to persevere through very, very challenging life circumstance in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and something that's very important also to me is free enterprise. So that is really what our program is all about, and I will continue to stand on that free enterprise. And so that is why your son or daughter, or how they have been selected. And it's nice to know that they're not selected because of a GPA, because of a laundry list of things that they do. Although we know they have great GPA, they have great list of accomplishments, but it's who they are as a person. It's what you do on your campus, in your community, in your family that is very special to you, where people go, wow, it is amazing the heart and soul and passion that you have. And so you are here today because we want to celebrate you, we want to honor you, and then we get to hear about those passions. And then we get to be able to rejoice with you. So I know that you will enjoy your time here today. I'd like to introduce the very special representatives of our Chamber of Commerce and our program. We are blessed because it is the Perris and the Menifee Valley Chambers of Commerce Student of the Month program. So our community really does stand behind us. So I'd like to be able to introduce from the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce today, Dr. Johnathan Greenberg, and from the Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce, Bennett. We have a nice certificate for you gentlemen to show off.
Oh, sure.
I'll be Vanna.
He's going to be Vanna White for me right now. On behalf of the Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce, and am I talking for you too, or just are you right now? And the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, we want to congratulate all the students on this great honor today. 1 out of 2,600 is about 0.4%, right?
I don't know, you and Ryan are the men.
Is that right, Ryan?
Don't ask the social studies guy there.
But it's pretty impressive to be honored by your school in this way. And the Chambers of Commerce really hope that you go on to college, whatever endeavor you want in college, come back to our communities and be a successful part of our communities, help make Perris, Menifee Valley a better place for not only you, but for the whole community. That's the goal of the Chambers of Commerce. Come back, open a business, and be part of our towns. And we want to congratulate the parents also, because without the parents, the kids wouldn't be pushed to this point to be doing these great things in class. So on behalf of the Perris Chamber of Commerce, I want to say congratulations.
Oh, and kudos also from the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce. Dorothy Wolins is our president, and in Menifee right now it's kind of a sad time. We have a longtime community activist, Carmelita Rude, who is in hospice and not doing real well. So the chamber is down there. I'm on the chamber board. I went down there and then raced back here. But the spirit of Carmelita is volunteerism. So I would encourage the students, along with going to college, doing good things in life, but remember giving back to your community. That's what Carmelita does in Menifee, and I know there are many people in Perris who do the same thing. And you get a lot out of it. You don't get a paycheck necessarily, but making your community a better place to live makes us all better. So on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, congratulations, best wishes.
Thank you. You know, Dr. Greenberg, I'm glad you brought up Carmelita, because Carmelita has been with the Kiwanis Club for many years, and she was also very instrumental in participating in starting a scholarship program that the Kiwanis Club donated to our Student of the Month for a number of years. And I remember she's always would sit over on this little side over here and have this great big smile, and she just enjoyed coming and hearing the stories of our students. And she is a great leader and role model for all of us, regardless of our age. So we do always want to remember Miss Carmelita. We have a number of volunteers in our program, and without them, I'll tell you what, this program would not run smoothly, but these ladies and gentlemen are just amazing. The chairs of our program are Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico from the Perris Union High School District. So ladies, raise your hand high. I know you're seated way in the back over there. So thank you. Appreciate that. And we also have, whenever I'm absent, we have just a delightful gentleman, Dr. Johnathan Greenberg, who is the MC when I can't be here, so we always appreciate you. And another gentleman that he's very well known in the community, but I call him, he kind of directs our development and is continually bringing in new sponsors, and that is our mayor of the city of Perris, Daryl Bush. So Daryl, thank you so much for all that you do and always looking, you know, it takes somebody special in every community to do what you do, so thank you. We really appreciate that. And I also want to thank Nancy. She's our server from the Sizzler here, and it's been a lot of fun having Nancy sort of get initiated into what we do. Miss Lori Morgan, we transferred her down to our Sizzler in Marietta. And so she is working there and learning some new management skills, so that's exciting for her. As you all see, you are enjoying lunch today, and lunch is brought to you by a variety of very generous sponsors. And if you open up your program, which is also produced by the Perris Union High School District, you will see a number of sponsors. So we have our prayer sponsor, which is Student Venture, all of our meal sponsors. We have a number of dignitaries that come and visit us and bring certificates and offer great words of congratulations and wisdom to you. On the right-hand side, we have a number of businesses that provide gifts for you. And on the back, then you will see our scholarship sponsors and their generous donations, as well as our volunteers. So I always like to tell our families, when you are driving around our community, please stop by these businesses. Even if you want to just go test drive a car or go in and have something fun to eat somewhere, let them know that you are a Student of the Month and say thank you to them, because they enjoy knowing that their generosity does get acknowledged and that people do come and visit them for donating. And I will tell you, in these times of economic struggles, it is important, very important, as a business owner, that someone will actually take the time and say thank you for donating to this program, or saying thank you to a city or to a dignitary for coming, because trust me, they don't have to give. So they're not just giving because of recognition, they're giving out of their heart. Their recognition is just sort of a little something extra special that comes along. So I know that they will appreciate that. I'd like to introduce our lunch sponsors. Many of them are here today. We'll hold our applause till the end, but for those of you that are here, when I call your name, please raise your hands high. From Altura Credit Union, we have Karina Chum. So Miss Karina, I know you're here. Thank you very much. With Ashley Kroenke Inc., we have Eric Kroenke. Thank you, Mr. Eric. From Bank of Hemet, we have Virginia Figueredo and Kevin Fahrenkopf, so thank you for coming. From the City of Menifee, we have Julie Woodruff, our City Manager. Thank you and welcome. Thank you. From the City of Perris, you have met our Mayor, Daryl Bush, and our Council Member. I know Mark Yarborough is not here right now, but we have our City Clerk, Judy Hani, and we also have, is Keisha Puck in here? Keisha, okay, I thought it was spelled a little differently, so Keisha, it's always good to see you, thank you. And from our County Supervisor, Marion Ashley's office, we have Barry Bush, thank you. From CR&R, Ms. Nicole Moore, thank you, Nicole. International Auto Crafters, I did see Harry Ryan, I don't know if he was able to stay, but we always appreciate him. Lowe's Perris Regional Distribution Center. We have with us from the Perris Union High Schools District, of course, Dr. Johnathan Greenberg, Lori Ortel, Sarah Rico. We have Marcy Savage. And Candace, is Candace here? I didn't see Candace. And Steve Swartz. Thank you very much. And we have Rio Ranch Market, the Riverside County Office of Education, Kevin Tibbetts. Thank you, Kevin. The Rotary Club of Perris. Let's see some hands raised for our Rotary Club here in Perris. Thank you, Grant and Daryl. Sizzler. And, of course, we have Star Milling Company with Bill Kramer. Vista Hospital of Riverside. Vistera Credit Union. We have Karen Ayers and B. Parmalee. Thank you, ladies. And our 2 Wells Fargo branches in Sun City and Menifee. So let's give everyone a great round of applause. So parents, I want you to look at me real carefully here because there's something important to tell you, and students, of course. We have a scholarship program. All of our students of the month have the opportunity to compete for through a rigorous application for a wonderful scholarship, which as of today, and I say today because it grows monthly, of $1,620. All right, and so we continue throughout the school year to invite folks to come in and donate to our scholarship program, and then we divide it equally between our students of the year. So each one of our schools has the opportunity to have students compete, and the applications will come out in about another month to month and a half. I know, Sarah, you're starting to work on those now, and then will come directly to the school sites. The principals will make sure that they hand it to you, and then you'll have about a month or so to complete it. There's a couple of essay questions. It will talk about GPA and school activities, your future plans, how the scholarship will benefit you. It is not a need-based scholarship, I will say that, but how the scholarship will benefit you is still important for our judges. And various distinguished members of the community of Perris and Menifee and the Chamber of Commerce's will be judging those scholarships or those applications. And then you will be notified if you are one of our winners, which we hope that you are, and then we will gather together in May for a dinner, and we will come and celebrate and present scholarships. So that'll be a very fun evening. So our scholarship donors are Fred Good and Associates, International Autocrafters, the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, thank you, the Perris Plaza and Cordures Limited Partnership, the Perris Union Management Association, the Rotary Club of Menifee, we have Star Milling, and we have WLC Architects, and we have Glenn Ueda with us today. So let's give everyone a great round of applause. Also, if you are Student of the Year, you will receive some special gifts. We have Costco of Lake Elsinore that gives a really neat beach towel. We have Swedish Speed and Champion Towing, which is owned by our City Council member, Mark Yarborough, and some other goodies that always seem to come up. I know that a number of our lunch sponsors even contribute some special gifts for our Students of the Year as well. I'd now like to introduce our dignitaries, and they're going to come forward and they're going to show off a certificate that they will, or they have prepared for you, and share some great words of wisdom to you. And you all are welcome to come up, and you can speak in this order. From the City of Perris, our Mayor Daryl Bush, and the Assistant to the City Manager, Miss Julie Woodruff from the City of Menifee. Our Assemblywoman, Melissa Melendez, her newest rep is Denny Horn. And our Assemblyman, our new Assemblyman, Jose Medina. We have Sabrina Cervantes. From our County Supervisor, Marion Ashley, Barry Bush. From the Riverside County Office of Education, Kevin Tibbetts. And then our Superintendent, Dr. Johnathan Greenberg, will speak, and he will also present certificates from our Senator Bill Emerson and our Senator Richard Roth. So we have certificates right here that y'all are welcome to pick them up, show them off, and then you can hand them off to me and I'll put them in the bags. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to start off this portion of the program. First one to get to congratulate the students and thank them for their hard work. But I always like to also congratulate the parents, because the parents put a lot into this also. And definitely some students wouldn't be here without the parents. Some students really do it on their own. with their parent support, but they still need the parents to help them out, or family members, and sometimes it is family members, not only parents. Anyhow, the City of Perris is very pleased to participate in this program. We have a certificate achievement that we have for you, and Dr. Greenberg will tell you more about that after a while, about what you need to do with these. But they are very important, not only to us, but to you and to your future, what you do. But again, I want to congratulate the students, the parents, and I want to thank everyone and keep up the good work. I know it's not easy at times, under a lot of pressure from people, friends, everybody. And sometimes it's not easy, but that's the way life is. So you have to take that and move on and continue what you're doing. And congratulations.
Those are great words of encouragement. Hello from the city of Menifee. The city council is attending a conference up in Sacramento, so they're unable to be here today, so you get me. So I can't wait to hear the wonderful stories that you're about to share. This is my second time here, and big congratulations on all that you've accomplished so far. So the city of Menifee wishes you great success in your future. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, and I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and she sends her heartfelt congratulations, and I add that my own. This is a tremendous accomplishment that you have, and we are very proud of your efforts. And we have this wonderful certificate to commemorate your efforts, and we know that you will do great things as you further your education, and encourage you to come back and help our cities and communities grow. Again, congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Cervantes, representing Assemblymember Jose Medina. As you know, Jose is in Sacramento. Assemblymember Medina is in Sacramento at the moment, but he extends this certificate of recognition as it reads: "It is my privilege to present you with this certificate in recognition of your outstanding academic achievements. The commitment and dedication you have demonstrated has been remarkable. I wish you continued success in your education. Congratulations to all."
Good afternoon. My name is Barry Bush. On behalf of Supervisor Marion Ashley, our county supervisor for this district, a fellow Perris High graduate, and a gentleman that lives in Perris, so this is a big event for him. He makes sure that he sends us out to these events because he's excited about the city of Perris and the city of Menifee, because that's where he grew up and lives in. So, but on behalf of him, he wants to congratulate you. I wish you well, and continued success, and be safe for the rest of the school year, okay? Good luck.
Good afternoon, I'm Kevin Tibbetts. I'm here representing the Riverside County Office of Education and County Superintendent of Schools, Kenneth Young. Congratulations on this recognition. As the proud owner and parent of a former Student of the Month winner, I know firsthand the amount of effort and support that go into obtaining this recognition and getting recognized. Also, we have a nice certificate for you. We've stepped up the look a little bit because I've seen that the others are kind of nice. So, not that we're competitive, but we're working on it. And included with the certificate is a nice pen that comes in a sheath, and the use for that will become apparent when Dr. Greenberg speaks next. You'll also use it to write the next chapter in your life and your success story.
And it was in Temecula, right?
That's correct.
Yes,
that's absolutely correct.
That was fun.
Good afternoon, and I want to thank all the presenters so far. They've given some really nice certificates. I get a chance, first of all, to give a certificate from Senator Bill Emerson. Senator Emerson represents more of the southern end of the school district, including Menifee. And Senator Emerson was a huge supporter of our recent successful bond measure, so he's a special guy. Senator Bill Emerson has a certificate of recognition for each of our students, and with the seal of the state of California, very nice. And then also we have our other state senator, a new one, Senator Richard Roth, has a beautiful, looks pretty much the same. One's a Democrat, one's a Republican, but the certificates look the same. And we congratulate our, they couldn't be here, obviously, they're in Sacramento, and they're, especially with Senator Roth, they're getting some new teams together. It takes some time to get the people here, but again, it takes time and effort and energy, and we certainly appreciate their support. Now, I also get a chance, I thought, oh, all right, that's okay. We're going to find it. There, no, well, I have that, but I need Congressman.
Oh, we don't have it. They haven't gotten.
We don't have a
yet.
Congressman anymore?
Well, he's not. We do.
Oh, okay.
But he's not together yet.
Oh, okay. We have a new. Oh, I see.
We have a new one.
Okay.
He hasn't moved into his office.
Well, what we're going to do is, what we're going to promise you is we have a new congressman, and he hasn't figured out all this stuff yet. No. So we're going to get you a certificate, but that certificate is from, House Representatives in Washington, D.C., an extremely impressive one. And what I would say is all of these certificates are incredibly impressive, but they're impressive because you've earned them. And what we want you to know is when you apply for college, when you apply for scholarships, you need to put down that you have this. Now, I'm not going to embarrass the adults in this room. I asked them how many in this room were student of the month or student of the year, but I'm superintendent and I wouldn't be raising my hand. So it is quite an honor. We talked about 600 or 700 graduating seniors at our comprehensive high school. We talk about the California Military Institute, where the APIs and the stratosphere, the quality of students at these schools are impressive. You're in classrooms with some incredibly talented people. And so to be Student of the Month is, again, quite an honor. We're very proud of you. And somebody said earlier, and I want to remind everybody, we in this district have suffered some tragedies over the last few years of students, especially seniors, pulling up a little bit and kind of letting their guard down their senior year, doing what high school students do, which is drive too fast on the freeway, and with horrific consequences. So please make sure you and your friends don't, this last 6 months, give in to temptation and make your parents very sad. So again, congratulations. Now, part of becoming an adult is this. This is called a thank you note. And the school district the printer provides this for you that's in your program. Very, very nice for them to do it. But we're going to pay for the postage, and we're going to expect that you're going to thank all of these businesses with writing a thank you note. Now, a thank you note is not one sentence. Okay? A thank you note, you think of a couple of paragraphs. So, and all of you are college bound and you know what I'm talking about, that 5-sentence paragraph. Okay, so I want you to, I was a social studies teacher, so I do read. So I'm going to get a copy of your thank you notes as well. But if you give this to your principal, they will go ahead, send it down to us, and we'll be happy to pay for the postage. And again, we want to really thank our businesses. Sally is much too modest. We're hopefully coming out of this recession, but it's still rough on businesses in our community, very hard. And from the beginning of the recession 5 years ago until today, this room has been packed with business people who supported and believe that, that our students are our future. And again, I can't recommend enough how important it is that you look at all these businesses and you make sure you open bank accounts, savings accounts, that you visit the restaurants, that you go there and support them, because again, they're supporting all of us. So on behalf of the school district, I also want to say congratulations, and remember, it's not over. I'm the guy, the final guy you see up on the stage, making sure you get your diploma, so don't mess up between now and then. All right? Again, congratulations and best wishes.
You're doing good. Can you be Dr. Vanna White too, Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm going to have you show off a few gifts over there. So if you all would turn your attention to this wonderful gift table. Oh, and Dr. Vanna White. Okay, yes. We have a lot of great things here from Altura Credit Union. We've got a great cold cup. You'll kind of see it right. I think it's There we go. There we go. Yeah, it even has blue in there, which looks cold. The other one is from Vistera, the dark blue one, yes, so that's really good. And Creative Printing does provide the thank you notes, and I know you can actually put these back over there. That's great. And you know, this thank you note, this is not part of the digital world, folks. Right. Students, this is handwritten. Not type out your thank you note and
no text.
Glue it on. Right.
No gloss.
Handwrite, okay? Handwrite, right, okay. International Autocrafters, the pink bag. Show the cookies. So Terry makes
somebody
cookies.
Broke into them.
No, not me. And you get an accident kit, which is very important to have in your car. And you also have a engraved name plate, which out of glass, which is really exciting to have.
Well, it's not breakable, and I don't drop it between them.
So that's really nice. And from New Life Fellowship, you've got a Bible. And when you come up here, he also has provided Kleenex and tissue. Okay, because we shed tears of joy when you all speak. Yeah. Great Bible and a book. So thank you very much. That's called life-saving value to it. From New York's Upper Crust Pizza, we've got certificates. There's a whole bunch of certificates in the bag. And then let's look for the City of Menifee, the black bag. We've got a black bag with some gifts in there. So that's really cool. Another little beverage cup, which is fun. And from the City of Perris is kind of like a little tote bag in the back. See the blue one?
And I'm really glad we didn't go over this.
I know. see the little tote bag right there?
You're making me do something I haven't done before.
I know it, but you have to get out of your box. Okay.
By the way, the principals are really enjoying this. You gotta know that.
Are we doing a roast? No, we're doing it. And so that's exciting. And Perris Union High School District does provide movie tickets and a DVD. And let's see what else. Oh, the PepsiCo bag. That's actually that little white bag. I came back from a conference yesterday, and so you all get little PepsiCo bags and Pepsi hats. So that's kind of cool. So anytime I go somewhere, I always try to get as many things from the vendors so I can bring back to the students. That's part of what I do. I know. Yes. So with that, thank you so much, and thank you to Dr. Vanna. There's all kinds of places for you to go throughout the community, to bowling, to miniature golf, to dining. You might need to put in a time to do a little exercise along the way to lose a little bit of those calories that you may put on. But now we're going to go right into the presentation of our students. We really do have fun at Student of the Month. We're like one big family here. But this is what we all so look forward to, and that is hearing from the students and hearing from the families and mentor teachers and principals. And so our time of sharing is really all about the character of the student and the heart of the student and what makes them unique and different from others. And so when we call each school forward, the entire family will come up, our principal and mentor teacher. And so the way this will work is we'll have the principal and the teacher on this side over here of the podium. And our student, you will be right here, not way back here, but right here. And then the family, you'll line up here, not up against the counter, but literally right out here so everybody can see you. Lots of smiles. We like to see teeth. Let me see teeth. Okay, like that. And so the order of the speaking will be that the principal will share a few words, and then we'll have the opportunity for the student to be able to share. And students, you have some fun things that you get to share about. You're going to talk about your current life on campus, where you want to go to college, what your career goals are going to be, what you think you want to be in this wonderful life. You're going to introduce your family and guests. You're going to introduce your mentor teacher. And then you are going to answer at least one or more of these following questions. And they are, what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? What do you think is the most significant life lesson you will take with you to college? Share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle that you've overcome. Or how do you plan on giving back or paying it forward to your community? And then after the student speaks, we will have the teacher share a few stories or instances or great examples of character. and then we will conclude with with one parent or one family member speaking. So at all times, you want to make sure you speak into the microphone. If not, our Mayor Daryl Bush will make sure that we move it up, and it does move. You don't want to speak from way back here. You want to speak from up here. And we do have tissue for those great tears of joy. And I say tears of joy, and you might kind of get tickled a little bit when I say that. But when you come up here as a parent, your knees might knock a little bit, but there's something about being up here when someone else is talking about your son or your daughter. And it's heartwarming, it's special. If you get a few tears, it's okay, because we get tears too, don't we? We all do. And they've all been instructed to save a dry corner of their napkin. So they have a little napkin. You get the real tissue, the real deal, okay? And the order that we will make our presentation is according to the program. So we'll start with Heritage High School, then the California Military Institute, Perris High School, and then we will conclude with Paloma Valley High School. So I'm going to leave this up here in case anybody kind of forgets where they're at. If for any reason you miss telling us where you're going to go to college, we'll remind you. Okay? So with that, I'd like to begin with Lynn, is it Minius? Am I saying that right? With Heritage High School. Thank you. Right here.
Like y'all like each other.
We'll pretend for now.
Don't they look great?
Yes.
We have to see the sun.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is definitely my privilege to be here to introduce Jerynne Ray Noble today. She is by far an exemplary student on our campus. No one saw that, of course. This morning, as I was walking around campus, and first of all, I had to make sure that, Jerynne, I reminded Jerynne about today, which didn't need reminding because that's just the type of student she is, very organized. You see her out on campus, you see her with her friends, you see her in events, but as I walked around this morning, I took the opportunity to contact a couple of her teachers and said, I wish you could all come today, but I know you can't. So if there's some things that you would love to share about Jerynne, what is it? And her calculus teacher said, oh my gosh, Jerynne, well, first of all, I have never had an underclassman take calculus when she took calculus AB. She's in BC now, but which AB. Take calculus. That was just amazing. I just don't have enough words for her. She's a wonderful young lady. His face just lit up when I mentioned her name, and he was just so excited that she was the student of the month. And then, of course, our band director, he says, when Jerynne's out there, she's the sunshine of the unit, so we appreciate that. And I agree, I see her out there a lot of times, and there's always a smile, and she's getting kids organized, and they're all around her, and it's just a real positive effect that she has in and out of the classroom on campus. And so it is my privilege today to be here representing Jerynne. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm Jerynne. I guess we're supposed to introduce my family.
They're recording this. This is going to be on TV.
This is my younger sister, Jerynne. My wonderful mother, Bernice. My fantastic father, Nestor. And my brother, Jared. Do I introduce right now? And this is my wonderful, fantastic, awesome AP Chemistry and regular chemistry teacher, Miss MacPherson. As I look towards the future, I plan on majoring in biomedical engineering, and I hope to pursue this career in order to help those who don't have the opportunities that I had. And along with this opportunity, that's one of the it goes along to one of these questions. What is the most significant life lesson that you will take with you to college? Going through these 4 years have been really stressful, really, really stressful, maybe as the other students here have also been, and maybe even the parents. And I realized this this first semester of senior year, when I had so many things going on, that I had no reason to be stressed when I have so much to be grateful for. And of course, one of those things being my family, who always support me, and the faculty who's always there to help me out, and the school that's given me all these opportunities to express my different interests. And the reason why I'm so busy is I want to maximize the opportunities that everyone has given me, and I'm so grateful for all that. It's such a humbling experience these last 4 years. And that's something my mom taught me when I saw her saving these coupons, all these pennies, the little plastic containers. And she's taught me that I should be grateful for everything I have and try to make the most of all that's given to us, because not everyone has this opportunity. And I hope to take this with me to college and continue on doing what I love, because I have that exact opportunity too. And what am I? Oh, college. Well, it really depends where I get accepted, but I'm looking towards UCSD, UC Berkeley, Stanford, and Johns Hopkins, and we'll see where it ends up. But I know that in the end, I'll be where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerynne's dad, and she told me not to embarrass her, and she told me not to talk too long, so I'm trying to be short as much as I could. She's always been a special kid. She's always been smart. She learned her ABCs when she was 3 years old, believe that, and that's not what's impressive. She learned it in the grocery stores. You know how she did that? She looked at the items, the products that we've been buying, look at the ingredients: oil, fat, sugar, water, color. It was nice in the beginning, and then later on it became annoying. You know why? She will be there looking at the ingredients. Mom, 40% sugar, we can't have this. Too much oil, too much fat. And Jerynne, that's the reason why we don't take it to the grocery stores anymore. Yeah, that's how she learned how to read. But she's always been excelled. She always excelled as a student. Talking about calculus, she took AP calculus when she was a sophomore, and she aced it. Geometry, she bypassed it even before going to high school. She challenged geometry. And she accomplished a lot as a student. She's very competitive. Learned how to play chess and Scrabble, and she wouldn't stop until she beat me, and I wouldn't let her beat me. So, what else? She's very active in a lot of activities. Many of her friends at school probably don't know that one of her great traits is her activeness in our church. Actually, before she even does her homework, she does her work at church first. She was a vice president of the youth organization when she was 15, and this year she was anonymously voted as the president of the youth organization. And before she even, that's her priorities in life. I know she already have it set, is God first before anything. And we thank the faculty, the staff, for helping us raise our Jerynne. Jerynne, we love you so much, and we know that you're going to do well in the future. And thank you very much for all of you.
You get to go back over there. Get close to your favorite teacher. Remember, she's going to fill out the grades for you.
Oh, I know. She's already done with me. I don't have to grade her any longer, thank goodness. Jerynne's kind of one of those all-around students. She's polite. She's conscientious, she's sincere, she's always very genuine, and yet she's very social too, except for she's sure how to knows how to balance her social with her academics. She is a top-notch academic student, as you heard her father say. Very multifaceted. Jerynne started the knitting club on our campus, and oddly enough, we have a large number of both males and females. I think the guys just come for the girls, but that come hang out in my classroom and they knit. I'm not sure we have any finished products yet, but we're getting there. Jerynne participates in the band, which if anybody knows anything about marching band, it's not just to participate. You're there, and you're there countless numbers of hours. She does talk about volunteering at her church. She volunteers at Kaiser's emergency room. She volunteers teaching people how to play music. Jerynne kind of is there for everybody all the time, and always with a smile. She's a great kid.
Right now I'm playing flute and piccolo.
Piano. Woodruff has a music contest.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce the California Military Institute to come up next.
Got the order right?
Okay.
Tight picture for good afternoon, and Sally and sponsors, thank you very much for this opportunity to recognize an outstanding cadet at the California Military Institute. I've been trying to think what to say about Raenalene, and I guess if I were going to develop a recruiting poster for CMI, Raenalene would be the ideal, the standard by which we would judge excellence, and she would certainly be on that poster. The 4.1 GPA is a given, but her leadership, she's a battalion commander in charge of all the high school cadets at CMI, which is a challenge. She also, if you notice the uniform, you can see that she's been involved in a lot of things. We call it the fruit salad, and she's got an extensive one. The maroon armband indicates that Raenalene was chosen to be on the governor's own honor guard when Jerry Brown was inaugurated this last time. She was one of 60 cadets throughout the state that was selected to participate in that, went up to Sacramento and served at the inauguration. The other one that I'm probably the most proud of is the band on the left shoulder. It's hard to see from where you are because it is a black shoulder cord. But the California Military Institute sends a team of cadets once a month out to the Riverside National Cemetery, and we provide full military honors to fallen veterans, and Raenalene is on that detail and leads that detail with absolute professionalism in the truest spirit of honoring our veterans, to the point now where we're getting requests to go out and provide those services even though we're not on a regular schedule. So it's an outstanding service, and Raenalene's involved in that. And I think if I were going to describe her as a personality, and one of the advantages that I have as a principal is that unlike a lot of schools where you say, the principals don't get to see the good kids all the time, I have the privilege of working with our cadet leadership on a regular basis. And Raenalene has been at CMI since she was in 7th grade, and she's getting ready to graduate now, and we're going to feel that loss here in June. But just an example of the strength of her character and of her leadership. This morning, I called in all of our senior leaders, the battalion staff, and sort of dropped a bomb on them that in the first week of March, we're going to undergo a major inspection from the state, and reviewed with them briefly a 29-page rubric that we're going to be inspected on. And throughout it all, Raenalene took her notes and was absolutely unflappable, which gave me great peace, because I knew that when Raenalene was taking her notes, the things that we need to do will get done. And she's just that quality of person and that strong a leader. And like I said, she is the ideal for cadets, and I'm very proud that she's been at CMI as long as she has. So I'll turn it over now to Cadet Captain Raenalene Musni.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Raenalene Musni, and I'd like to introduce my mother. She is so supportive. She wakes up at the oddest hours just to help me, drive me to school, to go to drill functions, ASB functions that require me to be there at 3 in the morning sometimes, to drive 6 hours up into the mountains just for a competition for a few days. And she's always nagging me about doing my homework, if my grades are good. Just always, every day, just, Raenalene, are you still #1? Did you do your homework? Just, I'm thankful for that though, because if it weren't for her always nagging me, I wouldn't be doing my homework. I wouldn't be looking up extracurricular activities for after school and things like that. She's the one who motivated me to apply for MSJC and take extra classes after school this semester, because she really wanted me to get out of the house instead of on the computer all the time. My dad couldn't be here, but he's also just as supportive. He's the one who actually drives us, because he's the one with the car and the good driving skills to drive all the way up there to every competition. He's always there at every competition just watching me. Even though I don't do much, I just command a platoon to march around for a few hours. He's always there to watch me. Always supportive, always with his camera, with his old camera, maybe his phone. He's always taking pictures, always trying to show his family. I'm just so thankful for my mom and my dad who raised me so well. I'd also like to introduce Ms. Tay. She's my JROTC teacher. She isn't one of my main core subjects teachers, but she's taught me more than any of the other classes could ever teach me. She's taught me how to be professional, how to deal with adults, how to deal with people you have to report to, and if people have to report to you. She's taught me just the ins and outs of business, and I'd like to thank you for that, because no other teacher, no other core subject teacher could teach me that. For college, I've applied to all the UCs, most of the UCs, but what I'm interested in going to is UCLA and University of Southern California, mainly because
you can't use them in the same sentence.
I know they're trouble schools. My sister personally wants to go to UCLA, and I really
just say stop there.
But I want to go to University of Southern California, and I know those two are rivaling.
Really?
I know those two are rivaling schools, but I think it would be fun. But the reason I want to go to a school centered in LA is because it's near LAX, and I imagine myself being a businesswoman, just traveling around the world, just in a nice suit, in heels, just walking around with, a tablet or whatever. That's why, and I want to.
I think you better go to USC.
USC, exactly. That's why that's my #1 choice. My sister also wants to do that as well, but she wants to go to UCLA because she wants to be more on the doctor route. But I imagine myself being that, and that's why I'm gonna pursue international business relations at maybe UCLA, hopefully University of Southern California, and that's why I want to be near the biggest airport in California.
UCLA is closer to the airport.
Yeah, I know that, but USC has good international programs. Anyway, at CMI, I'm, of course, like Mr. Wallace said, I'm battalion commander, and I'm ASB president, and I'm a color guard commander, but my main thing is being a drill commander, because that's where most of my achievements come from. I know that I do a lot of other things, but I think my biggest impact to the school is being one of the drill commanders for my drill team. The reason being is that we go around to all these competitions where DIs just yell at, it's the scariest thing. They yell at you, you just have to stand there at attention and take it. They ask you the weirdest questions like, who's the Secretary of the State? Who's the Joint Chief of Staff? Just those random things that not every student knows. And I think being part of these functions like the drill team, the ASB, physics club, and all these things as a team function, the greatest lesson I've learned is that you can't think about just yourself. You have to think about your team. You can't selflessly make your uniform better than everybody else's. You can't just take all the study cards and just practice on the bus by yourself. You have to help others, because if you yourself is perfect, that doesn't mean that your team is going to succeed. Because if you're good, what about your teammates? What about my squad leader or my my other members of the team. You can't win just with yourself. And that's what I've learned, that you have to help others just as you help yourself to succeed as a team, because you can't just win as an individual. It's the team effort that gets you the first place prize or gets us to pass the annual inspection in March. And that's why hopefully if I don't contribute anything else to the school, my greatest contribution I hope would be to inspire other cadets, my teammates, to be just as I was, just to help other people and make sure that everybody in the team is good, and to, just make the effort and to think selflessly and to help others grow, just as my teammates that have graduated helped me grow as a company commander. Because if I wouldn't, not a company commander, I'm sorry, a battalion commander, because I wouldn't be in this position if I didn't have a role model to look at, to be like, oh, I wish I want to be the one commanding the platoon. I want to be in the front with the rifle, reporting in to the drill instructor, or the one on top who gets to call all the shots. Because without them, I wouldn't be here. So I hope I could be a good example to my other cadets, just to inspire them to be better. Because if I can do that, they can go on to contribute even greater things to the school.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Miss Tay. I'm gonna use, I had prepared something, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna use what she said to give you an idea about her. She started by saying, I don't do much, I command. That's saying a lot. She said it, she didn't realize maybe what she was saying, but the fact that she said that shows you what kind of person she is. She does command. And to be able to be in that leadership position and to just give orders to students just like you have to have a certain personality, and she has it. I walk in class, I don't have to talk to anybody. Musni, my first word, I walk in, good morning, Musni. She comes, reports to me, okay, this is what's happening, take charge. In the military, there's a thing called drop and forget. We always need that kind of person. She's that kind of person. I drop something on her and I forget about it, I just want to hear it's done. And she's great. Another example, she's not scared to go for what she's believing, with what she believes in. She gave you an example. She's arguing with Dr. Greenberg. UCLA or not, she's at the same time she's polite. She's very polite. She's thankful. She's very loving. Another example is when she talked about her classmates, that she can't succeed without them. And I've seen her act. We'd be doing our brief, and then somebody wants to do something, and they're friends. And then she turns, and all of a sudden, it's a different personality. No, that's what we're doing now, with a smile. It's that simple. And her friends relate to that. They know now it's business time. And I think this is a quality that is very rare. So all these little things show that she has great leadership. She's polite, thankful. She's always looking out for her sister, which I think is adorable. In class, I was actually telling her mother that, and I thought it was beautiful. Something happens, Rio, don't forget to do this, as she's going out to her own classes. I think it's absolutely precious. And it says a lot about what goes on at home, how she's been raised, how, the values they go by. I believe that. And I'm going to keep it short. So having linked it to home, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Musni.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Terry, and I'm so proud of my daughter Raenalene. We don't have enough, but I quit my full-time job because of my two girls, but it's worth it. I would like to thank God and everybody, all the mentor, the principal, and the teacher who supported Raenalene for everything that she's doing. And also, even though Raenalene is right, because every morning I keep telling, did you forget something? You do your homework, your hat, your everything. And then every day I said, you still #1 in school? He said, yes, Mommy, I am the #1. So I'm so proud. I'm not gonna speak so long because they said everything what I'm supposed to say about Raenalene. So thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity.
All
right, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lynn Sheffield, Perris High School.
Wherever you go, you'll be great. Stop being shy.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I was really excited this month to come to the Student of the Month because I'm very happy and excited to introduce all of you to Mr. Dominic Hayes, Perris High Student of the Month. Nominations went around and we started to receive the nominations from teachers, and as I was reading and looking over, I got very excited, like I said, to see Dominic's name written down. I've met Dominic about 2.5 years ago. Loved to work with his mom and dad. They both work for the district. And then we had the pleasure to meet Dominic. And he was much shorter when I met him. But I've just watched him grow, literally and emotionally and physically and all that. Just seeing him grow into this wonderful student. He began to excel in his academics as well as grow as a member within our school band. Now our band, when I first started, was non-existent. So I have two wonderful people here because I'm extremely proud of the Perris High School Band. And I think that, of course, my teacher and then this young man have helped it grow. He's taken the lead. He plays the drums and he's done wonderful things. I enjoyed coming after school. He comes in and helps his mom many times at lunch and after school, and we just have great conversations. He's a great kid to just talk to, and he'll tell me his likes and how he likes BMX and the bikes, and why don't you bring him to the school, Miss Sheffield, and we can do all these things. He presented me with an idea of how we can make this happen. So very smart. He's a leader on campus, and I'm very excited to introduce Mr. Dominic Hayes.
How you guys doing? I'm Dominic. You guys didn't know. I'd like to introduce my loving, my baby sister, Stacey. She's 3 years older than me, by the way. Just my outstanding mom, Lori, and then my amazing idol dad, Elliot. Sorry. I'd like to introduce my amazing band teacher, Mr. Sersha. College and career goals. I plan on going to. I want to go to RCC for 2 years and then transfer to USC, not UCLA.
Somebody has to go there.
I don't
play
know.
basketball there. They don't have a good team.
I'm just a USC fan because I just grew up watching football with my dad and watching their programs. And then I found out they had a band, and I was like, ooh. I was like, I want to do this. I want to go play drums for school. So I went to CMI for 2.5 years. Great school, by the way, Mr. Wallace. I liked it. It taught me discipline and how to respect people and what to do in life. And then I transferred over to Perris High. I was a little scared at first because I don't know. I was just scared because going into a new environment, a new school, not knowing what to do. I came my first day and I was just shaking all around campus. And after the first couple weeks, everyone just started like talking to me like friends, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And so I just started making friends, and I joined drumline my first couple weeks of band, and I was like, this is amazing. This is what I want to do. My goal set. And then the year after, my first year after going there, we started doing competitions, going to different schools, competing, and it just changed my life. It was amazing, just being surrounded by 40 people that have the same interests you do. It just changes your life. Mr. Sersha has inspired me to do so many things in band. I've been in the school band for 2.5 years. Been drum captain. I made drum captain for last year and this year. Teaching kids how to play drums. You know, when we have the new school year starts, you don't need experience to join drumline. So when we do that, so if you get like 5 or 6 kids not knowing how to do anything and teaching to read music from going from 16th notes to 8th notes to just reading all this kind of crazy music and then memorizing an 8-minute field show that you didn't even think you can do, it's possible. Every day I get up and I'm just stoked on life. Like, it's amazing. Just going to school. I love hanging out with my friends. Even helping my mom in her office, like running sales for her when she's busy. It just sees her that if she's happy, then I'm happy. I'm 6'5", by the way, if you guys are wondering how tall I am. I'm 6'5". Yeah, like I literally have kids look up to me every day, literally. Yeah, when I started, I started going to Perris in 10th grade, and they thought I was a senior. I told them, no, I'm only a sophomore. So the next year came, when I was a junior, they thought I'd graduated, so they thought I was a super senior. So they came back, I came back my senior year, and they're like, all right, what the heck is up with this? So, yes, I am a senior. I'm 6'5". I believe that my greatest contribution to my community has to be going to church every week. I'm on the worship team every Tuesday, every Sunday. I'm playing drums, trying to change people's lives. A couple months ago, I had my cousin owned a skate park out the Lake Perris Fairgrounds. It recently closed down because just of financial issues. But when it was open, our motto was keeping kids off streets, like from doing gangs and violence. And that changed my life too, because I would always stay home and play video games all day, and I got bored of it. So I got a bike, and I started exercising with it. And now I can travel with some of my great friends that are professionals and that do compete in competitions at X Games and just all that great stuff, which just amazes me every day because I just love my life. It's amazing. When Miss Sheffield, Dr. Sheffield came in and told me I was student of the month, I was like, what? I was like, you got the right student, right? I was like, I didn't think I could pull it off. And then I told her, I was like, wow, hard work actually really does pay off. I was really surprised that I got student of the month, knowing there's like 1,000 kids at our school, and out of all of them, I get to be one of them. It really is a blessing to be student of the month, and I like it a lot. So far, the food is great. Thanks, Sizzler. It's nice having not to pay for a meal. So at this time, I'd like to introduce whoever is speaking. They haven't figured it out.
That's right.
He's going. Okay. I'd like to, with great honor, I'd like to introduce my band teacher, Mr. Sersha.
Thank you, guys. I met Dominic about 2.5 years ago when he joined band, and he's so engaged in it. Like, it's so hard to find somebody who's more engaged in drumline than Dominic. Anything you do, you just put a drum in his hand and he's playing. You don't even need to give him a drum, just give him sticks and he starts playing. He'll hit anything. But I think a lot of it came from his experience at CMI and then also being in a competitive group. He has such a competitive nature, which is almost what you need in a world today. You need to be competitive and you need to have that drive and that motivation. And Dominic has that. He has that. It runs through his veins. He just has so much determination, and he does it with such a light heart. He's always smiling, which really kind of captured me. And just to give a little quick story, we were at a band tournament about 1.5 months ago, so about when it was. And when you go to these, they're very strict. You don't smile, you stand there nice and tall, straight, very, very strict. I can tell the band was a little nervous on the field, so I went up there and gave him a little smile, like, calm down. Dominic's looking right back at me, smiling away. So I'll never forget that. He's the most serious guy ever when it comes to playing drums, and you put anything in his hand, sticks. Just a nice guy overall. The band looks up to him. He's an incredible leader. He makes the people around him better. So there's a lot to be said with that, and I'm very happy that Dominic's here. He has definitely earned it, and I'm very happy to have him in his band. He's in the band. He's going to leave quite a void when he leaves, so he will be greatly missed. But Dominic is really great, and I'm very proud of him and happy, and I wish him the best for the rest of his senior year and the rest of life. I know he'll do good. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm very uncomfortable, just to let you know. Just scoot over. He's not going to let you scoot over. Dominic is, there's like too many words to express how proud we are of him. The experience that he got at CMI, the training that he got athletic-wise, push-ups, just build his physical body, and all the teachers that were at CMI just supported him in the transition as he left to go to Perris High. And I don't really know what the change was exactly from CMI to Perris High, but it was just something that he needed. He was there for 2.5 years, I believe, I can't remember, but just changing to Perris High School, and me working there, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but it was nice that he came and that my son was at the same school with me. I drag his lunch with me every day. I don't even know if he knows where the cafeteria is, but I feed him every day a lot of food because I have to have a wheeled backpack to take it in. And he eats just about every break that there is, but he's so phenomenal. I love being around him. I love spending time with him. I love seeing him at school, and I love walking on campus and hearing him drum. And I just have this like this beat, because I can hear him banging away, and I'm like, that's my kid, that's my boy. Do you hear him? Lynn can hear him. She's right there by the drum room. Everybody can hear him when he's banging away. But it's such a upbeat noise for when you walk on campus. You just kind of, you get into the groove, and all the field shows. Me and my husband went to every single field show with band, dragging the equipment and the trailer around, and we had so much fun. We just hanging out with the band members and helping them set up, helping them tear down, and visiting all the schools and talking to all the other band directors and the kids. We just loved every minute. Like, we were so sad it was over. We're like, oh, we went to championships and now there's nothing to do. What are we going to do on Saturday? We don't have band equipment to drag around or snacks and water to give the kids. But we had so much fun. We really, really enjoyed it. And Dominic is such a blessing. I'm so grateful to Dr. Sheffield and to Donald Sersha for the encouragement and the support that they've given him. He's just, we just love him, and we're just so proud of him. You talked about college, right? Yeah. What are you going to do?
Go to USC.
I told him not to bring that up. But anyway, remember, he's handing it out. But we're so proud of him, and we're just so thankful for Student of the Month program. I remember the last time I was here, I got really emotional from all the stories that people told. But it's just a blessing and an honor, and I thank you so much.
And now I'd like to introduce Brian Morris from Paloma Valley High School.
Congratulations.
Brian, you might have been Student of the Month.
No, he probably was. Okay. Well, good afternoon. Every time these kids just get better and better every time we do a luncheon. What wonderful stories. Wonderful stories, wonderful kids. I think the country's in good hands for the future. Well, good afternoon. It's my privilege to introduce Abigail Beck to my left, Abby Beck, and Ryan Lundstrom, one of my wonderful math teachers. I know both these guys really well. Interesting with Abby is that she is my ASB president, and I go to her on so many little issues that I need to just touch base with her on, and it's reached a point where I don't even think of her as a student anymore. She's like another colleague on campus. She's mature beyond her years, just a wonderful leader, brilliant in everything she does. She's taught me a lot about leadership, about being calm and relaxed. I bring things to her. She just doesn't show any emotion. She's relaxed. She assesses situations, thinks about it, and then comes back to me with a response. And we were pushing Measure T, and first person to show up at the phone bank, and what was Abby, and she's right next to me and turns to me very calmly, Mr. Morris, they keep hanging up on me. I said, no, they're libertarians, just go on to the next one and move on, we'll get the word out there. And she's just so calm, and she said, wow, these people aren't all nice. I said, no, that's the real world. And but she was right there with us, helping us all the way along the way. And I know she's gonna do well out there in life. And if you saw her transcripts and her recs, everything you can see from mom and dad, just a wonderful upbringing, excels at everything she does. And I'm gonna miss her when she graduates. She's taught me so much about leadership and just about working with others. So I'm gonna bring on Abby now. Okay.
Hi, my name's Abby Beck. These are my supportive parents, Andy and Kathy, and this is my AP Calc teacher, Mr. Lundstrom, and my wonderful principal, Mr. Morris. I plan to attend college at Cal Poly Pomona or Cal Poly SLO, but I haven't received any letters yet because they come in around like March, around there. I would like to major in aeronautical engineering or kinesiology. Some things that I'm involved in my school is ASB, obviously, and I'm on the volleyball team, or was since season's over. I'm also involved in CSF and NHS, which are really good on college applications. Some things that I will take from my school as like a life lesson would have to be being involved in ASB for 4 years, because you deal with diverse people and you deal with critics at the school. Everyone's opinion, they all have opinions on the dance, or oh, they don't like that dance theme, or they don't want to have it on that date, or they think winter formal is not that hyped as it's supposed to be. And you just have to deal with all these different incoming opinions, and that's what I'm going to take to college, because you're going to deal with so many different lives and different people in college, and you're going to have to know how to deal with it. You can't be all panicked and freaked out when it happens. When I received the news that I was Student of the Month, I just got finished with my AP Calc final, and I was pretty sure I was going to fail it. I was pretty sure. and yeah. Kidding. But it was pretty cool because I was sure that I wasn't going to get it, because the few people in front of me were Kiara, who's #1, and Nikki, who's #2, and I'm down there like 19 or 21, somewhere down there. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, I'll bring it over to Mr. Lundstrom.
I'll start out with saying that I have 2 little girls at home that are my purpose in life. And so, to me, the greatest compliment that I could give, so I get choked up every time I talk about my little girls, but the biggest compliment that I could give is that I would be ecstatic if my daughters grew up to be like her. She's awesome. I mean, she's above 4.0 student, like, you know, ASB president, key member of the volleyball team, which swept Heritage and Perris this year.
The gauntlet is
you know, just amazing. I mean, she's in so many clubs, all these different things. All the students so far that have been Student of the Month have been my students. And in honesty, I would be shocked if she doesn't end up being Student of the Year. She's that quality of a student. We've had some pretty amazing students up here. So, you know, lately I have not been nominating Student of the Months pretty much for at least a year now. And I just felt like I had to with her because she's just amazing. So.
See, it is afternoon. Good afternoon. This is I'm Andy Beck, obviously Abigail's father. There was a comment made earlier about the certificates that the students are getting. I'm a manager of an aerospace company, at an aerospace company, and when we're going through resumes to look for hiring opportunities, and you're coming straight out of college, all your resumes look exactly the same. You're taking the same courses, you're taking the same, you know, you got outstanding GPAs, but at the bottom of that resume, when you're listing your interests and all your awards, all of your certificates, that's the discriminator typically. You know, list all your interests if you're in bicycling or your band, because a lot of those experiences, those life experiences, resonate on the managers that are looking to hire. They want people on their team that have similar interests, but they also have a need for outstanding employees. So, that aside, this is my opportunity to embarrass my own daughter. Okay, there's two stories that I'd like to, well, maybe three. She's the youngest of three. We've got one in the military and one currently in school in university on back east. They had different interests, and of course she had different interests. She wanted to get into volleyball. I had no clue what women's volleyball was all about. So we still have a nice trophy that she won in the rec program that they had there at Valley Wide, and even though they didn't win the CIF, I was going to present her that trophy as a consolation. Her second place trophy, and she was Nebraska Huskers or something was the name of the team. The second story I'd like to express is something I witnessed during, you weren't president yet of the ASB, but they were working, the student leadership there in the ASB were working through a situation, and Abigail was able to continually bring this team back to center and concentrate on what the task was that needed to be accomplished, and as a manager of engineers, I've got 20 engineers. It's like herding cats. They all are jumping off to tangents, and you just need to bring them back to center and concentrate on what the task is at hand. And Abigail demonstrated that. I don't know if you were a sophomore or junior, but still it was amazing just to see that occurring at that young age. That leadership quality was there. Another story that my wife brings up quite often, something that she witnessed Abigail perform, is really defines Abigail. Hopefully I don't cry here. We're very blessed. A lot of people in this room are very blessed. Not many people get to go out to dinner too often. So we were out to dinner, and as exiting from the restaurant, of course there are some people that aren't as well off as you or I. And Abigail was kind enough to make sure that that individual had something to eat, and gave up her food that she had purchased. So you don't see that from high school students. Maybe they're self-absorbed, they're in their own world. What is it that the world's going to bring to me? To be able to see where a student can really see the world around them, and hopefully that she can continue to bring that with her throughout her journey, through the rest of her life in college and so on. So I appreciate the principal and Ray for nominating her. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, thank you. Now we bring back Sally.
Did you all enjoy that today? I did too. I was really, yes, let's give a round of applause. First of all the students have great speaking abilities, great orators. You can take my spot anytime. That means I could take yours too.
That would be a bad thing. Especially the girl from CMI.
It's not easy to walk into a room of 60 or so people and share about your life. Sometimes it's hard to share about your life with your own family and to be honest and candid and all, but to share in front of a group of folks like us, you know, you can see we're all ears, we're all eyes, we're always making sure you're lined up perfectly, right, Daryl? Thank you so much. And is not an easy thing to do, but we enjoy it, and that's why all of us as sponsors come back year after year, 15 years to be specific in this town. So that's exciting. And I would like to introduce some special students that you have not met yet. They are behind the cameras and somewhere on the other side of the wall. I'd like to ask for Randy Hughes to pop around. He is with Paloma Valley High School, and he brings 6 outstanding students, or 7, to the Student of the Month every month. And Randy, I know you can hear me. Come on out. And they come, and it's really a great opportunity of discipline because they have the opportunity to be in front of very important people in the community. They are videotaping. They actually come in with all the equipment. It is them put together meticulously before they have lunch. They have to put it back in the car, and so there's a lot of things that they do. So I'd like to introduce the technical director, Sierra Ybarra. She's on the other side. The audio engineer is Matthew Sneeden. He's also on the other side. And camera crew in here is Derek Garcia. So Derek, are you Derek? Hello, Mr. Derek. Thank you. And Amelia Andres. So Amelia, thank you. And Noah Cartner. Cartner. And so they do get to eat, but it's not until everything is perfectly put back together and put in Mr. Hughes' car. And then they use it as a classroom assignment to actually edit it and produce, and that is given to the city of Perris, where it is aired on Time Warner Cable Television. So,
and we'll send them a copy.
Yes, and through the generosity of the Perris Union High School District, you will receive a DVD for your memory. So that's very exciting. So yes. Dr. Greenberg, everyone's having fun with, you know, little talks about UCLA and SC, but were you at a bowl game recently?
Okay.
Because
we went to a real bowl game. Well, you know, we beat USC.
My kids
football.
went to Baylor.
The Baylor Bears beat the UCLA Bruins. They took us apart just like we took USC apart. So how do you feel about that, Lynn? Not so good. They've got a great band, but you're not going to be playing any bowl games in the future. You might want to go to UCLA or Baylor.
Did you stay through the whole game, or did you leave at halftime like the rest of the UCLA?
Oh, I'm true blue. I was there to the end. But Lynn, the players didn't fight after the game with themselves.
And you know what was really fun is that I knew you were going to be there. Where did you sit? We were like right down front.
I was in. It's the Charger Stadium. It's a horrible place on the east side.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you that in all honesty, my kids were at Baylor for 8 years. It is a phenomenal school. But in the 8 years that they attended, we went to all the games, and I think every game Baylor lost. This was the first time in the history of my being associated with Baylor that I was actually at a game where they won.
Well, they the Heisman Trophy winner went.
I know it. So it was just so fun. My kids all had the BU, you know, on their cheek, and I tried to be fashionable, but yet, you know, what can I tell you? When it's that cold, it doesn't help to be fashionable. You just have to be warm. But I did eat probably the nastiest chili dog I've ever had in my life. Oh my gosh. But anyway.
You're very discriminating about it.
So, okay, and then, anyway, sick 'em bears. Okay. So at the very end, I always enjoy sharing from one of my favorite mentor pastor teachers. His name is John Maxwell, and he is a great author, and he now does something called Minute with Maxwell. And I forgot the word. I think it's discretion. Maybe I'm doing it for our benefit, but
It's just for you and me, Sally.
I think so. Okay, so we're going to listen to it, and I think that you all will thoroughly enjoy it. as it comes up here.
William Morales, who is a police officer. In fact, William, you've been on the police force, I see here, for 23 years from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, said John. Talk about discretion. Well, you know, William, as a police officer, you have to have a sense of discretion, discernment, have to kind of understand what's happening. I think it's a word used for people that are mature. People that have the ability to look beyond themselves and see the situation and the people that are involved in the situation and understand what's appropriate, what's the right thing to think, and what's the right thing to do. I had discovered that maturity is so important in a person's relationship skills in life, because mature people, they are selfless. They don't think of themselves first, and so they constantly put everything in the context of not what do I think or what do I want for myself, but what is appropriate, what is right, what is the right thing to do, what is the right thing to say, by thinking of others first. And I think that's what discretion is. It's the ability to understand what's appropriate, what should be said, what should not be said. And that comes from a mature mind and heart that basically says other people in other situations and the context of life is bigger than me. And people that think that way, I think, are discreet.
I really, really liked that. And as I was listening to our students and hearing them share and hear about how they do care for others and how they sacrifice even things for themselves to be able to take care of others is pretty amazing. And I like that word too, because it not only gave an example of, kind of talked about our kids, but also even our sponsors as well. I mean, that's just a great word for everybody. And when you think about the influence that everyone has in this room on others around them, and then you think of the influence, the incredible influence that each of you 4 students have on the other students in your school community, that is amazing. So thank you for sharing. Thank you, families, for standing true to your values and your principles and really your disciplines with your students, because we all know that today it seems like everything goes out the window. But we know when we don't have our values, our morals, our disciplines, our standards, and I heard each of you share your love for God, that is really very important. Because without that, you know, the heart may seem to be full, but it is truly full when you know you have God in your life. So thank you for sharing that as well. So that concludes our program today. We will be taking a picture. Sarah, you'll be taking that photograph out in front of the Sizzler, and of course we'll have our representatives from our 2 cities and Dr. Greenberg and our chambers of commerce. So we just want to say thank you so much, and may God richly bless you.